Any luck today?
The hell should I know?
Man's crazy. Loco.
You better relax, Bob.
That's, of course, if he's taking his medication.
Medication?
Yes, without it, he could be anywhere, wandering around, talking to the trees. Believe me, this man is a menace.
All right, let's go. You like that, old man? You want a piece of me?
Then seriously, you guys! The fuck?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Steel Sanctuary Podcast. I'm your host, David Barrow from SteelSanctuary.com. I got Bob with me tonight. We're going to talk Steelers roster compared to last year and some quarterback stuff. Keep this off-season rolling. Bob, how you doing?
Wonderful. We're off of our marathon double episode last night.
People may be getting tired of seeing us at this point.
Yeah, on to some new stuff.
Right off the top, we got some Steelers news. They had two guys in for a visit today, two wide receivers. Cincinnati wide receiver Jeff Caldwell and Kentucky wide receiver Kendrick Law, who I was not really too familiar with. I had to look him up a little bit. He's 5'11", 203, ran a 4.45 40. Broad jump was 128 inches, vert was 42 inches. Good athlete, good jumps for sure. 42 on the vert's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Caldwell is the combine freak, tested off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see they're bringing wide receivers in still.
Oh, I think they're going to bring in a lot more as the draft gets closer. The Steelers are really weird about wide receiver. The moves are making me lean towards, I think it's receiver at 21. They haven't taken one in so long. I still think if they trade up, guards in play, because Ioni's gone at 21. I don't think.
For sure. Yeah,
I think
for
we'd
sure.
be shocked at this point if he wasn't.
He's for sure gone at 21.
And it's too early for Pregnon, so you're really in tweener stats.
Mm-hmm. I think Cooper would be in play at 21. Obviously, if one of the big guys falls, like Lemon, or I don't think Tate would fall that far. Jordan Tyson, that's another guy that if he fell, I'm sure the Steelers would take a serious look at. But they seem to be doing work on the deep stuff too. Like Caldwell's a sixth round pick or so, or fifth round pick.
Could be an undrafted free agent.
I was just looking at his if you guys aren't familiar with the spider chart on Mock Draftable, Bob, you look at it, right? The spider chart stuff, it's completely colored in almost. Like he's got it all. 6'5", 4'3", 140, 42-inch vertical, 134 broad. He just killed it.
Everything but production in college.
That's Trent again.
Yeah.
His famous line, undraftable. Oh my goodness. That t-shirt's got to come soon.
We got it. We're going to have that ready before the draft. Before the draft, we're going to have it.
Have to have it.
I don't know if we put Chris Brazel's face on it or Brazel or whatever the hell, however the hell you.
No, we need Trent's face. You can get a screen capture him. Cody's saying Kendrick Law is a somber guy. If he brought him up, I don't.
I do remember him mentioning him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Somber's on his shit with the draft stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised. Let's talk a little bit of quarterback, Bob. Let me bring this up real quick. Mike Florio apparently thinks that all this hoopla about Will Howard is bullshit, and that the Steelers are putting on some kind of ruse so that they can draft Simpson in the first round, which, man, there are very few draft picks I could be disappointed in the first round. Not Trent Simpson. What's his first name? Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson would be that guy. That would I think that might break me.
I think even if Art is wanting to take a quarterback, I think at this point reason has to prevail. And I think Omar Khan is in a great position to walk in and say, you tried to mandate Kenny Pickett. Look how that turned out. This is, I'm not going to say worse than Pickett because we don't know that. He's not going to have the crowd behind him like Pickett did.
Yeah.
The thing
that you'd be surprised the Steelers fans will fall in line. They'll bitch about it for about a day or two, and then they'll fall in line.
Yeah, we're getting there, Sid.
Yeah, we're gonna get
there.
to that one too. You'd be surprised. Steelers fans will fall in love with him until he plays and sucks, and then they'll jump ship.
Well, the thing that always changed, I was never a Pickett guy. I didn't want us to draft him. I thought it was a mistake. I actually
I was
wrote
so
my
disappointed.
first article from in Steeler Nation about how the ghost of Dan Marino should not influence the pick, and then it did. But then I went to see him his preseason game in Jacksonville. I was there sitting 10 rows behind the Steelers bench, and you could just see it. Like when he was going, it wasn't just the fans, it was the players. They all gravitated towards him. They liked him. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the fact that he sucked as a quarterback, but he had some moxie. He had something to him. I kind of wanted to root for him for a year or two, but then, ultimately he wasn't the guy. It set the franchise back a long way.
Long way.
Be compounding that mistake, and now we're looking at maybe 2030 before we actually have something going.
It's crazy, but when you think about it, you're right. If they draft a quarterback in 27, you're looking at least 28 and 29, maybe even to 2030 before that quarterback really hits his stride, which is crazy.
Yeah, Still Loyal's got it up there. I hope the Jets draft. Yeah, I do too.
I do too. Yeah, we all do, buddy.
But I don't think they're going to. I think that I think their mind's kind of made up between Reese or Styles or what's his name, the kid from Texas Tech, David Bailey. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Defense.
That's why they got what's his name from the Raiders to be a quarterback for a season. And they're looking at 27 too. So go into this. You know it better than me about the Anthony Richardson rumors and the Will Levis stuff. I missed that. You brought it up just before we get on. So what's the story behind this?
Okay, so Sporting News and a bunch of people have started to put out, and I've seen it on X all day, where the Steelers should make a move for Anthony Richardson. The one I saw, the first post I saw this morning was I forget who it was. Sorry, not to give you credit. If I knew, I would say your name. But they were putting out that it was Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, that the Steelers should make a trade for one of those and go after the quarterback position aggressively. Okay. Now, if you watched the show yesterday, you know that I was kind of down on Taylor Green a little bit, but he at least completed 60% of his passes. Anthony Richardson has never been, will never be an NFL quarterback. That would be an even more monument. I don't care if you can get him for a 7th round pick. He's no good. He can't complete. He can't complete half of his passes, and he asked to be taken out of the game during an offensive series.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough to get behind Anthony Richardson in any way, shape, or form. The athlete's there, but the quarterback, it's just not there.
He's a guy who, in all seriousness, he's a big guy. He runs pretty physical, although he did get his bell rung a couple of times. He's a guy who should really consider changing positions. I think he could be a pretty good, tight end-ish, maybe big wide receiver, big slot, power slot kind of guy like Trent likes. I don't know if he's got hands. I mean, he certainly can't throw, but I mean, and the other guy, Levis. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about what do you think about. I was doing the pod with Dave, and I think the Steelers played Tennessee, and he had a good game, and we got kind of overexcited about Will Levis at the time. Since then, his career has taken a fast track to the bottom, but he's kind of, I don't know if you want to call him interesting. Obviously, I'd rather have him than Richardson. You could do worse as a guy. I'd rather have him on the bench than Mason Rudolph, because Mason Rudolph's just taking up a spot. Give me somebody who at least, I don't want to say has a chance to become, give me somebody with some upside. Maybe there's no upside with him, but at least try.
Well, for our buddy Sid here, here's the problem. You're right. Richardson wouldn't screw us over because they didn't know what it means when he rubs his stomach. The only problem is when he rubs his stomach, he goes like this. The guy's just a disaster. He was a disaster at the Gators. He just showed up at the Combine. Very similar to Talon Green. I think the NFL has learned. If Talon Green shows up at Anthony Richardson's Combine, Talon Green is going in the top 5.
Wasn't Richardson a guy that had just a few starts in college too?
Yeah,
Like
one season.
One season. That's just another thing on Ty Simpson that makes me not want Ty Simpson at all. He's small. He's not very athletic. His arm is probably a little better than average, but nothing to boast about. And he's got like 13 starts in college football, and half of those were not good. By the way, and people say, well, the first half of the season was good. Yeah, did you see their schedule at the first half of the season? It was pretty bad. When he started playing the good teams in the meat of the SEC conference, that's when he started not playing well. Well, surprise, surprise. I'm completely out on Ty Simpson, and I don't want Anthony Richardson either. It's crazy, Bob. It's March 15th, 16th. We still don't have a fucking quarterback. We're doing this Aaron Rodgers thing again. I'm going to give it to you. Last year you called it. You told us it wasn't going to be till late. When is Aaron Rodgers going to sign this year? Because I think did you say already?
I think
before the Combine.
No, I thought he would sign before the draft. All you need to know is that they didn't go get in on Kyler Murray. They didn't go get in on Malik Willis. They could have had Willis, I think, especially the fact he signed at $23 million. I think you could have got him 2 for $50, maybe even 3 for $75. The fact they didn't, I think that really tells you all you need to know. I'm kind of with Kaboli on this. If he wasn't coming back, they would have been in on somebody. Now, could he still retire? Yes. But if he does that, I don't think it's because he's screwing Pittsburgh. I think it's because he just looks at it and says, look, man, I just can't do it. I'm not good enough anymore. I can't play to my standard.
He's not screwing Pittsburgh. They're screwing themselves by waiting for him again. Because what's the alternative now?
Well, I think it was McAfee or somebody who said, it takes 2 to tango. He's not holding Pittsburgh hostage. He's not.
No, he's not. The Pittsburgh's holding themselves hostage by waiting. They can walk away whenever they want. They're choosing to wait. So, and say he retires tomorrow, then it's Will Howard, who everyone's, half the people on X are just dying for, and then or your boy Kirk Cousins is
no, not my boy. I'd rather have Anthony Richardson and Kirk Cousins. That's how little I think.
Come on, you don't even mean that.
I do mean that. I mean, talk about a statue. He wasn't that mobile to begin with. Hey, look, all you really need to know is Kevin O'Connell loved Kirk Cousins. He was available.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray's better. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Kirk Cousins. Well, that is. Come on. You cannot say Anthony Richardson's the worst quarterback of all time and then want him over Kirk Cousins.
Well, I can. At this point in their careers, yes, I could, but I
keep telling you guys, Kirk Cousins is going to surprise people. I don't know where he's going to end up now.
No, he's not. He's not. He sucks.
Go back and watch the last few games of last season in Atlanta. He didn't suck.
He was terrible.
Stop it.
Yeah, he was terrible. I mean, has never been, will never be. Give him credit. The guy is a Hall of Fame moneymaker. And that's why he's really not coming to Pittsburgh, by the way, because there is no way they are going to pay him the $40 million that it will take to get him. Because somehow somebody will pay Kirk Cousins $40 million. He'll end up with the biggest contract of all the quarterbacks.
He didn't suck at Washington, and he didn't suck at Minnesota. He was good. He was better than what's the other guy, the quarterback for Washington?
He only got his chance because RG3 got hurt. He didn't outplay.
And RG3 never, he took his job and never got it back.
Yeah,
and then
but
in Minnesota,
he never got healthy again either.
He was very good in Minnesota. Let's not be like revisionist history here.
Well, I mean,
go look at his stats. It's undeniable.
But I don't define a quarterback by stats.
Well, listen,
I don't.
In the playoffs, I'll grant you, he was not good. But as a regular quarterback, he was above average. I would say top 15 easy in his prime. So let's not. And I'm going to tell you another thing. 6 weeks into Will Howard, you're going to be fucking praying for Kirk Cousins. I guarantee you guys. You think, I know it's the unknown, and you can't wait to see the unknown. Will Howard was the 6th round pick for a reason. And he's not bringing that Ohio State offense with him here to Pittsburgh.
I'm pretty sure Cousins was this. Hold on. He was a late round pick. Because I remember they took him the same draft as RG3.
Yeah, he was the 3rd round pick.
No, not a 3rd.
I think so. I think he was. Go look it up.
Maybe a 4th. I'll give you a 4th. Maybe.
Yeah. Mark Collins, we do not want Ty Simpson. No, we do not. If you watch this podcast at all, you'll know.
Yeah. I mean, Ty Simpson's family doesn't want Ty Simpson at this point.
There are some Ty Simpson fans out there, but I'm not one of them.
He was a 4th rounder. He was a 4th.
All right, 4th round. I was close.
Yeah, early in the 4th too, which was surprising because I remember everybody was like, "Why you took RG3?"
Everyone was surprised.
Yeah,
everyone was surprised.
I mean,
good.
Look, I think there's guys out there who you could possibly trade for. I think everybody gets caught up on Richardson because of Haskins. And unfortunately, he passed away. And people thought reclamation. I know Ben really liked Haskins, and there was rumors that, they were pretty tight. And I don't know if that was because he was trying to stick it up Mason's ass or just because he genuinely liked the kid. Anthony Richardson is not Dwayne Haskins. Haskins had some ability.
Yeah, Haskins was better though, for sure.
He had some ability. He shit his career away in Washington, unfortunately, but he had some ability.
I don't hate everything. I'm getting a bad rap here. But I do hate Will Howard. I don't hate Will Howard. I just don't think Will Howard's good. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
Did Sid somehow invade our chat?
And Trent's saying Trent's trying to goad you into something here. I wouldn't if we had Drew Aller out there. You know how I feel about Drew Aller. We discussed it a lot.
Yeah, there's some guys out there we could trade for, though. I think. That being said, I don't think they're going to have to. I mean, I'm praying they cut Mason Rudolph. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting on. Please.
They're not cutting him. They're not cutting him. He's going to be on the roster. It's going to be the same 3 quarterbacks. It's going to be Aaron, Will Howard, and Mason Rudolph. They're running it back. Art Rudy told us as much, and he thinks this team can win as is. And he's crazy, but that's the way he feels, and he's the owner, so that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
we're not losing Jalen Ramsey. We're not losing Patrick Queen. We're not losing, Cam Hayward's back, and Aaron's coming.
Queen's essentially on a 1-year deal. So, do I think they should lose him and save the money? Then, yeah, I do. But we're not losing anything by keeping him on the roster. We're really not losing anything by keeping Jalen on the roster. And Jalen, if he's healthy, I still think that when he hurt himself in the Minnesota game, he came back way too quick. I think that lingered all year. So I think he'll be just fine this year. But he's going to have a limited role because they're not counting on him to be the outside corner. They're not counting on him to be the sole free safety. They're not counting on him to be the sole nickel. I think they're going to use him as a gadget guy, try to prolong his career. And if he comes 100% back to health and becomes, a top 5 slot corner in the NFL, geez, our secondary is awesome.
Yep.
If he doesn't, we haven't lost very much. We can really easily get out next year.
I guess Mark Collins is one of those guys, one of those Will Howard guys. I'm telling you, buddy, you're going to be severely disappointed once you see this kid play. And don't bring the Ohio stuff. He brought up the Ohio State stuff before. He played on a fucking all-star team in college. Go back and look at the guys on the skill position guys on that team. It's ridiculous. It's Judkins. It's Travion Henderson. It's Jeremiah Smith. It's Emeka Ibuka. It's who's the wide receiver that's going in the top 10? Carnell Tate. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
Look, this drives it. This drives me up the wall. The whole national championship thing. There has not been in this century, a quarterback who won a national championship who turned out to be a good NFL quarterback. Except, and you could really debate on whether this guy was really a good NFL quarterback. But Grant, he had an MVP. It's Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton was a good quarterback.
Cam Newton was a good quarterback. The national championship doesn't mean shit in the NFL. And it really hasn't since the 60s. I mean, you go back and look at national championship.
Oh, Joe Burrow. Did Joe Burrow won a national championship?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's fair point. But, good luck finding number 2.
Getting back to Aaron, I hope this doesn't drag on.
Didn't win a national championship, buddy.
Who did? James Daniels did not. I hope this doesn't drag on too long. It's kind of embarrassing for the team that they're sitting.
So.
I don't know how you don't think so.
I don't, because they've signed up for it. It's not embarrassing when you're in on it. It's kind of a media invention with this. Oh, he's being held hostage. They should move on and have a backup plan.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I said last year.
No,
when it got to the point of ridiculousness,
there's no good backup plan. You think anybody wants to sign Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I do.
Then why isn't he signed?
I think they're waiting. They're waiting for him to be released. He hasn't been released yet, right? He's still technically on the Falcons. He has been
granted permission to go wherever he wants. He could have been in Minnesota. He could have gone to Arizona. He could have gone to Miami. He could have gone to the Toronto Argonauts. Not even they are interested in him.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll table this discussion and we'll see. This is. I'm all in for Jameis Winston. If you've watched this podcast at all, sign me up for Jameis Winston.
Although I do love Jameis, but I really wanted to see him drive Tomlin to quit. Because
we all wanted that last year. We all wanted that last year.
Yeah, I was like, give me Winston and Tomlin, so he has to stand on the sideline and watch him throw 5 picks and then turn around and come back with 3 touchdowns to win the game.
Side note that I forgot to bring up at the top: Justin Fields got traded to Kansas City. I bet he does all right over there.
Okay, Christine has a great line. The welfare check.
Okay, granted. And if they draft Ty Simpson, I'm going to need one. So we're even.
And I don't think this guy is an option. Mike Tomlin, he would have been an option. I don't think he's an option for me.
If shit hits the fan, and Aaron doesn't make his mind up until May, Flacco's in play.
No, the guy I love is in play. The guy I love. It's not Minshew magic, but it's the next best thing. It's the Fighting Cooper Rushes. Give me the Fighting Cooper Rushes.
Oh, God. Stop it. I don't know about this one. This one's close. Trent says Flacco's better than Cousins. Second half of last year, Flacco really fell off the table. He played really bad.
I wouldn't say he played really bad.
Where did he go? He went to after the Bengals cut him, right? He went to I forgot where he went.
Flacco had that one time where he was beyond clutch, and he's had clutch moments in his career. Yeah. My big problem, it's not so much you grant me the playoffs on Cousins. The guy can't even win a Monday night football game. The guy can't win a Sunday night football game. There was a stat when he played in front of a national audience. I think he won 2 games his whole career.
The chat is on fire right now. The ghost of Big Ben's elbow, Flacco Cousins is greater than them. Yeah, well, maybe.
I said it earlier this offseason, and everybody kind of laughed at it. But if Ben gets an inkling that he's not going in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, he should do what Philip Rivers did.
No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him tarnish his legacy by coming in and sucking.
I don't think Rodgers tarnished his Phillips.
Yeah.
Or Philip Rivers.
No, he
I
didn't.
think he played okay for a 45-year-old guy who. Yeah.
Dave doesn't really believe this. He's just fucking with you guys because he doesn't think Howard's better than any of these guys.
Let me ask you. Okay, I'm going to kill the Will Howard stuff right here. Let's say Will Howard was at Ohio State this year. Sayan or Will Howard?
Oh, that's not even close.
Go ahead, Trent. Sound off on that one.
Trent's not even invested in Will Howard. He just does it for the laughs. He knows Will Howard's not. And he's an Ohio State guy, and he knows. he doesn't want to. He doesn't even want to answer it. So Pony had kind of a fun thing today. He on his show this afternoon, he went through a bunch of quarterbacks to ask if they were better than Aaron Rodgers. So we thought we'd go over that list real quick and see. I want to get Bob because Aaron's Bob's guy. So let's have Bob answer these. Let me pull up the list real quick. All right. There's a couple obvious ones. Drake May, obviously better than Aaron Rodgers, right? Don't he's hesitating. It's gonna be a long list.
Only reason I'm hesitating on May, I don't like that he was first on the list from Pony, because I think we're vastly overrating May at this point. He really struggled in the playoffs. He struggled in the Super Bowl. I know you can blame his offensive line. I like him. I think he's a future good NFL quarterback for the next 10 to 12 years. Top of the list. I'm just hoping that's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, I don't think he's saying that. Yeah, I don't think he's saying he's the best quarterback on this list. I wouldn't think.
Yes,
Josh Allen.
I'll give you Drake May.
Josh Allen is better. Lamar Jackson, even in his hobble state, is better. It's better.
I don't know. Head to head.
I know. That's different. Joe Burrow is better. Trevor Lawrence. When he's upright, Joe Burrow's better. When he's upright. Trevor Lawrence, I guess you got to go with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it depends on how you define this. You doing one season for a playoff run, or you doing from now on? Then this is not even a question.
Okay, so let's just say this season, 2026 with Mike McCarthy.
I'd still take Trevor Lawrence, I think. I'd still take Trevor Lawrence.
I don't. I take Aaron over Trevor for one season, just one season. Career, no. And I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan. I do like him, but not this season.
Murph. That's not a good take, buddy.
I think he'll have to work pretty hard to.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But if he eats his vitamins and says his prayers, he can.
Justin Herbert. I know you hate him, but
I don't hate. No, not to me. No.
Huh?
I don't. No, I don't. I
thought you weren't you ragging on him last podcast or the podcast before?
I hate Justin Herbert. I think he's terrible. I think he's horribly overrated.
So you'd take Aaron Rodgers
over Justin Herbert.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I would. I mean, because number one, I know Aaron's not going to pee his pants in a big moment. But that being said, Aaron might just get destroyed and be knocked out in the big moment. But I don't think Herbert's just missing something. He's one of these guys.
Yeah, he's missing an offensive line. And both his tackles were hurt last year. Both of them.
Even when he had the tackles the year before, he just doesn't do it in the clutch. He doesn't have it. He's not a clutch guy. My quarterback's got to be a clutch guy.
CJ Stroud wasn't on this list, but he's an interesting name. Let's do him.
Would I trade for him? Yes. Is he better than Aaron Rodgers? No.
He played so bad in the playoffs. He played so bad.
Really, really pretty bad all year. He had a stretch of about 6 really good games that kind of vaulted them to where you thought, hey, if he can just play average in the playoffs, they can win.
Definitely. You know what? Houston's looking at Sam Darnold and saying, if he just played, like you said, average, they win. They're at least in the Super Bowl playing the Seahawks. But he didn't. That was a tough one for me because I like CJ Stroud a lot. I don't know. I think I would still take him over Aaron.
Yeah. I mean, there's just some. I don't like these analytics. They don't ever win shit. Choke artist quarterbacks. I don't. And look, Aaron is not the most clutch quarterback in NFL history.
No,
let's
he's
be
not.
fair.
No, he's not.
But he has won a Super Bowl, and he's won a bunch of playoff games. He's been to a bunch of NFC championship games.
He's lost a bunch of NFC championship games too.
But he got there.
Yeah.
So at least he won a playoff. Look, if the last 10 years was us going to the AFC championship game, Mike Tomlin, would still be the coach.
All right, Patrick Mahomes, obviously. I don't have to talk about that. Bo Nix. Trent's favorite quarterback, Bo Nix.
All right, so 2026, Sean Payton is his coach. If they upgrade the weapons just a little bit, I might have to give it. And I do not like Bo Nix. I think he's very inconsistent. But for just 2026,
he's pretty good.
I got to go Nix.
They go to Super Bowl. They go to a Super Bowl if he plays. They beat the Patriots and go to Super Bowl if he plays. Jalen Hurts. That's a tough one.
I'm going to go Hurts because
surprised.
of how he played in the Super Bowl. And it
he
wasn't a one-off. He would have been the MVP of the first Kansas City Super Bowl if he hadn't fumbled the ball. But he did fumble the ball. Now, do I think he's a great quarterback? No. But you got to give it to a guy who's got a little something to him. And he has won a lot of games in this league.
Oh, I can't wait for this one. Dak Prescott or Aaron Rodgers. Your guy.
No.
Dak's better.
I disagree. He's another empty stat guy. He doesn't have the clutch gene at all. He always finds a way to lose the big game. Always. Now, is he going to put up better stats than Rodgers? Look, if you're going by stats, then yeah, Dak's better. That's fair. But if you're asking me if the Cowboys are going to win 8 games, they're not.
That's not again. He puts up. No, he's a better quarterback at this point in his career. Not overall, obviously. Jaden Daniels. That's a tough one. He was injured last year. He's only got 1 year of tape. He's a super talented quarterback. Is he going to stay healthy long enough?
Look, they all can't be Anthony Richardson.
This is the point we're at, guys. Once the Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers, they've got probably a mid-20s quarterback in this league. Mid to late 20s quarterback. And I'm okay with it because my eyes are squarely on 27.
I think he still has top 12, 15 upside in him, depending on how it shakes out in the offseason and the weapons. We went over this. If you watched the War Room yesterday, if you didn't, go back because Trent really did. You look at with Pittman, it was 1-2 throw. The difference is it wasn't 1-2 to Gainwell. It was 1-2 to Pittman 10 yards down the field. I think Michael Pittman and Aaron Rodgers are going to make some magic happen this year.
Love from Green Bay.
I almost
said Jeremiah Love because you've been pounding that in my head for for 6 weeks.
Single wing Jeremiah Love. There's nothing better than that. Jordan Love is
he's better.
He's better.
Jared Goff is better. Sam Darnold is better.
No, Jared Goff is not better.
Jared Goff is better.
I would make the case Jared Goff is the reason Detroit has not been to a Super Bowl. Other than Dan Campbell being a fucking idiot.
Their defense has kind of been trash too. Matthew Stafford is better. You could even argue at this point, career-wise, Matthew Stafford is better.
I wouldn't say career-wise, but I
think I would. They both have one Super Bowl, and Stafford was stuck in that dungeon of Detroit for most of his career. And
been with the Rams for how long now?
3 or 4. He's been there, 4 years? He's got a Super Bowl. That's not bad.
Super Bowl.
How long was Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay and he had a Super Bowl? He was 20 years in Green Bay?
Hey, well, you can't discount the Detroit stuff then. You can't. You can't say.
You can't, because Detroit was horrible, dude. You know they were the bottom 3 franchise in the league forever until these last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's undeniable. They're terrible.
It's not undeniable that he's better than Aaron Rodgers.
No, I mean, Detroit is one of the worst teams in football up until the last 4 years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, undeniable.
The curse of
All right.
Bobby Lane finally lifted. Yes.
Last two. Brock Purdy.
No.
I'm not a Brock Purdy fan, so this is a toss-up for me.
Yeah.
And Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is better at this point.
Nope. I think Baker Mayfield is in severe. He's half a season away. One bad half season away from being benched. He was really bad the second half of last year.
He was. Really? He had a rough second. They were pretty banged up though, right? Evans was out. Godwin was out. Yeah, they were pretty banged up.
It was a great story the first half of the year. He went from MVP buzz to if they get off to a slow start, and I think they're going to get off to a slow start, I could see Baker not being the quarterback.
I don't even know who their backup is at Tampa. I have no idea. I
better find one quick.
All right, let's go over these position groups. We decided to after the free agency frenzy to look at each position group and try to figure out if they're better or not. Now, obviously, it's still early. We got the draft. There's still more free agency to go. We'll revisit this in a month or two, but it's an early look to check out if we think the Steelers have improved or not improved. Quarterback is a pass right now because I think it's going to be a wash. It's going to be the same three as it was before.
I don't, but I do think Rodgers and Howard will be there.
They're not going to get rid of Mason. Why would you? He's cheap. Aaron loves him. There's no reason to get rid of him. Running back. Better.
Yes.
It's close, but better. I do like Rico Dowdle a lot.
Yeah.
You think but man, Gainwell was good last year. Gainwell was really good last year.
He had one good year.
Yeah, but we're comparing last year to this year. Gainwell was really good.
But in a vacuum, Dowdle was better than Gainwell last year. 1,200 yards rushing.
But the
1,200 yards rushing.
The receiving. It's crazy. That's a tough one. I like Dowdle better, but it's a tough call.
I don't think so. I think Gainwell is a career third down kind of back who fell into the right thing with Aaron Rodgers, where he had no receivers and nobody else to throw to. There's no way, just with Pittman and Metcalf alone, no way in this offense that he would have the same production. No way.
What did Kent Gainwell have rushing? 537 last year.
Yeah. He played better than expected. I'm not down on him.
I hated the signing, and he ended up being really good.
Yeah, he's just not as good as Dowdle. He's just not.
Tortilla agrees with you. Dowdle is better than Gainwell. Got forced targets. Dowdle had 1,000 yards. Yeah. I like Dowdle. I like the signing. All right, wide receiver. This is not even close. They're better.
Look, if you just told me we didn't make any other move but got rid of Calvin Austin, I'd say we're
well, yeah, that too. But picking up Pittman and losing Calvin Austin, that's a huge win. And I think Roman Wilson's going to be better in the McCarthy system. He has to be better, right? Has to be better.
I am predicting he does not make the team.
Yeah, I think he makes the team. I don't know. Ben Skoranek is the constant. We all love Ben Skoranek.
Yes.
Wide receiver. Offensive line. Pretty much the same, except Seumalo. Right now, it's not as good as last year. This is TBD. See who they replace Seumalo with. And then how does left tackle? Does Broderick Jones come back from that injury and at least get to where he was?
If he comes back, I think he'll get close to where he was. If he doesn't come back, which I think is possible because the neck offensive line, that could be it. You just got to hope Dylan Cook, is what they think he is. If not, you got to look at. I think the draft's going to reveal what they really think, because if you go guard tackle in the first 4 rounds, then they're expecting to replace those guys. So I think Spencer Anderson has a role here. I don't know if it's left guard.
He's a
I
swing
really-
guy. He's a backup. He's a, you know, in case of emergency guy. He's not. There's a world where even if they get a 1-for-1 replacement for Sayamalu, this offensive line is still not as good as last year because there's a world where Broderick Jones' injury keeps him from playing up to his potential, and Dylan Cook falls through the floor, and they don't have an answer at left tackle in 2027, which is bad news for Aaron Rodgers because he desperately needs a good left tackle. And I don't know. I'm hopeful Broderick Jones comes back 100% healthy and can play, but I'm not convinced that that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I like, I really like Broderick Jones. Everybody knows that. But, I see everybody, we got to go get Vega. We got to go get Vega. I mean, we have to do Dave's trade to go get Vega at this point.
You got to trade up. Some kind of
trade up.
Yeah.
And Dallas, when they're really good, has a ridiculous offensive line. Man, I could see Dallas at 12. I think they need defense more, but if they got Vega and then Booker, kind of set at guard for a long
Do they
time.
play the same? Are they both the same side? I have no idea.
I would think they're so talented, one of them could move. I mean,
Could possibly.
I don't think when you're that elite, I don't think left to right is as big a deal like for a Kevin Dotson. These guys are elite of elite.
Yeah, if Somber, I brought that up yesterday. That's why I wanted to trade up to Dallas to get ahead of Baltimore. Because I agree, Baltimore is probably taken because they lost whatchamacallit, their center. So their offensive line is kind of so they're gonna be looking to look who's here. Relic's in the chat. Relic, what's going on? If you're on yesterday,
they get too old, need younger guys.
Yeah, he likes to bust my balls, but he's right. Tight end. It's much worse now that Jonnu Smith's gone, right?
That's another addition by subtraction. We lost
100%.
the shortest tight end in the last 70 years in the NFL, and we lost Jonnu Smith. And somehow we're better.
Yeah. Trent Williams is available.
I don't hate that.
For 1 year? I mean, you're going the old folks' way anyway. You're trying to win a Super Bowl. I don't know what you have to give up for him, though. It might be too costly.
I don't hate the idea. That's why I want Petonio, because I like the idea of one old guy on the offensive line.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt for sure.
Biggest loss of free agent.
Yeah, Connor Hayward. R.I.P. He's over in the Raiders now.
At least in the Hayward house it was.
Yeah. And they're going to have to add a tight end at some point, either through the draft or free agency, right? I mean,
yeah.
I'm looking at their depth chart right now, and JJ Galbraith is the third tight end as we speak right now. So they need to add something. That'll be probably a free agent after the draft, so it doesn't cost them any comp picks.
Watch out for Eli Raridan in the fifth.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. I like the Wisconsin kid, who, if I've ever forget his name, but he's pretty good too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good tight ends in this draft.
There is a few really good ones. All right, we got to flip over to the defense. Defensive line. It's pretty much the same as last year. Think it's better?
No, I disagree. You get Harmon for the whole year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hayward. You got Black and Benton, who I expect both will continue to take steps forward. And you got the Saint whatever who Trent loves to help out at nose. I think. I forgot
about Joseph Day. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah. Is it better than last year? Maybe. That's TBD too, because one of these years Hayward's going to fall off. One of these years it's going to happen. You can't keep playing like that. Your Father Time's undefeated. So at some point.
Well, as long as we get Darrell Jackson in the third round, I'm totally okay with that.
Like we said, this is pending draft. Could change a lot of this, but.
And I don't hate it if it does happen this year. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, I do not hate the idea of Benton playing out there instead of on the nose, and Benton and Harmon being the rotational outside pieces, and Black and what's his name being the nose. I also think we're going to draft one. Look out for my man Daryl Jackson.
Yeah, it's a possibility. All right, linebackers are almost exactly the same inside and out. They haven't made any moves. They don't look like they're going to make any moves.
And somehow we got worse.
You could make the argument they could get worse. Queen could be different coaching staff. You'd think they'd be better. You'd hope they'd be better. But TJ's another year older. Highsmith's another year older. He's not really that old, but he's had injuries and wear and tear. Other than that, they're pretty young. Queen's young. Wilson's young. Holcomb's just a guy. He's just a rotational guy. It's probably going to be a push.
Brought up by Caden McDonald. Don't love the idea of drafting the nose in the first round. And
they'd have to draft him in the first round to get him. Yeah, so yeah, that's too rich for my blood.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to be a good player in the NFL? Yeah, but I don't see him as Jordan Davis type of talent. Jordan Davis was the last real nose that I was like, I don't care. Go do what it takes to get him. Because I always thought if you could get him in shape, he was a 3-down guy.
Yeah, this is a lot of people and Trent saying it too. This is the hope that Patrick Graham and this defensive staff does smart things for once and doesn't do the stupid Mike Tomlin stuff like putting guys out of position and having no plan at all.
If you told me right now, no green dot, he's just gonna play, I'm okay with Queen. I'm okay. Get the green dot off his helmet. He is not capable of it. I'm not going to cast aspersions about, him being too stupid to be the green dot.
But you're going to do it.
But bottom line is the best year of his career was when he played without it. And I think you have to take it off of him. If you really want to see Patrick Queen thrive, then make him the see ball, hit ball guy and let somebody else call the defense. There's this guy. I don't know if anybody's heard of him. He's from Texas Tech. He's really fucking good. And he is the quintessential made to be a green dot guy.
They're not going to get him because he's going late first, early second. And they're not going to draft him in the first. And he's going to be gone by the time they draft in the second.
Well, let's hope he gets a DUI. Doesn't hurt anybody, just gets pulled over. Maybe spends the night in jail. Falls right to the Steelers at 53.
Somber, this is a good question. They don't really have a true nose on this team. If you don't call Black a nose.
They do.
Who?
The guy that just signed. And look, Black.
Sebastian Day's not really a nose.
He's played.
He can play it, but he's not what you would call a true nose.
You have a true nose on the team. They just didn't play.
Black.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He's a fifth rounder. He wasn't quite as good this year, but he has it there. I mean, you could see it when he really digs in. You can't move him. Unfortunately, they were playing
he got moved a lot.
He didn't get moved a lot. He had occasional plays and downs where he'd have a bad quarter or something like that. But overall, he was very hard to move. The problem is that they had him playing everywhere, and they should have just told the kid, you're going to sit 3 games. You're going to learn how to play the nose. But Harmon got hurt, and they had to do what they had to do.
Yeah, his pad level and leverage needs to work on it. Where were we? All right, linebackers we were saying was a push. Corners obviously much better. I mean, cutting Slay is just an improvement on its own. But you got Jamal Dean now. You got ASN back, who
I don't know that's.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. We talked about ASN over James Pierre. I still think I'd rather have James Pierre. Honestly, with the special teams thing he brings.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah, I'm not expecting him to be around for 5 years.
He can't be a special teams player forever. Yeah.
How old's ASN? He's like 25. I don't know if he's going to be around for 2-3 years. He's injury prone and he's kind of on the smaller side. I don't know.
When the best thing you can say about one of your cornerbacks is he's a good special teams player.
But he shook that last year because
No.
he played very good corner last year.
He didn't shake it. Just 1 year out of 7 is not okay. Now he's a top 10 corner. If
I didn't say he was a top
thought
10
he
corner. Hold on, I didn't say that. I think he's a
Yeah.
serviceable third corner, backup.
Oh, and what do corners get paid?
He didn't get
A
paid that
lot
much,
of
did he?
money.
He got like $7 million
got-
a season. Well, $6
No,
million
he
a season,
didn't. He got $4.5 million a season.
right? All right, that's perfect. That's perfect. They should have signed him.
No, it's even more reason to let the guy go. Give me 2 rookies. Give me 2 rookies back there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to bang the table for James Pierre. If you give me a choice between him and ASN, I would have taken James Pierre. Yeah, it's not that Samuel's 26, but he's also, he's coming off a big time injury. He's like a smaller corner. Something about him that just doesn't.
He has to wear platform shoes to ride the roller coaster that did. Let's be honest.
Safety. Safety's weird. We talked about this yesterday. To me, the safety room's very weird. You got a bunch of strong safeties, and
Briscoe
Taylor Ramsey's
a lot of free safety.
What's that? Brisker has.
Brisker-
You're right.
Yeah.
But like we said, that's not really his natural position. We don't know what the hell they're going to do with Jalen Ramsey. I guess he's going to be the slot corner, but he could also play. They could put him at free safety, and that could be a thing. I mean, safety room's better, I guess, and just to see if Deshaun Elliott comes back.
I mean,
it was kind of a
there's
shit
no-
show last year.
There's no question that Jaquan Brisker is better than Chuck Clark.
Duggar
And
Clark and all. Yeah. Yes.
It's
true.
It's an upgrade.
It's 100% upgrade. How it all fits together, though, is what I'm concerned about. What
Wait a minute, you left
what's
one
the
out.
plan?
You
Who?
left one out.
What did I leave out?
We upgraded a punter.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still trying to figure out, trying to wrap my head around this safety room. Jesus Christ, the Steelers punting saga continues. It's.
I guess somebody decided holding the ball wasn't as important as punting the ball.
This is a good one.
Juan-
Juan Thornhill. How do we forget about Juan Thornhill? And then they got Savage. That's 2025-26's Juan Thornhill. Is what Savage is.
No.
Oh yeah.
Savage is
isn't
a good player.
He's not a good.
Oh,
player.
yes, he is. He's a good player.
Bro. He's been
If
bouncing around
he's
the
your
league for the
third or
last
fourth
3 or 4 years.
safety,
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
yeah, they didn't sign Savage to be a starter. Historical defense.
Oh goodness!
In all the
Remember
wrong
that?
ways.
Do you remember
Yes.
that talk? Taylor Ramsey was going to be the next thing. Darius Slay, Taylor Ramsey. This defense was going to be so good. That didn't work out too good. Yeah, punter. I guess they're improved. I don't know.
He's a better punter than Waitman was.
Is he? Is he though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then why did he get kicked to the curb last year? Who did he punt for last year?
Apparently, because the idiots in charge thought, well, holding the ball for Baldwin.
No. I'm talking about the team that had Johnston last year.
Huh?
I'm talking about the team that had Johnston last year. They let him go. Was it Houston, right? Did he play for Houston
Yeah,
last year?
he signed a 1-year deal. He was okay. For them.
At least they didn't sign him to a freaking, what was it, $4 million a year contract like they did the first time?
Yeah.
That's not Omar's finest moment there. Because Johnston,
Well-
he got hurt, but he's not a $4 million punter either.
But in retrospect, maybe it was a good moment because maybe that's what toward behind the scenes. He's like, we're keeping Waitman. Con marched into Hart and threw an absolute fit. So that's it. Fire this motherfucker.
So overall, I'd say it's improved right now. Obviously, it all comes down to quarterback. It all comes down to quarterback, and
Well, it also comes down to the draft. Remember Seattle 2 years ago, if you told anybody Seattle was going to win the Super Bowl, they'd laughed you out of the fucking building. Okay? All it takes is one good
Don't do it,
draft.
bro.
I mean,
don't do it.
one
to
good
yourself.
draft.
Don't do it to yourself.
All it takes is one good draft. Crazy.
Not for this
things have
year.
happened.
Maybe 2 years from now. But this year's draft's not gonna.
Who's
put
the
us in Super Bowl.
juggernaut this year? Who's the juggernaut? Nobody's
They don't
a
need to be a juggernaut. They don't need to be a juggernaut to be better than this team.
The AFC I don't think again is going to be very good. I think Buffalo's worse.
Trent, stop it.
I think Kansas City. I think Mahomes is going to maybe. I'm not going to say 100% because I like Mahomes. I'm a big Mahomes fan. But if he misses 3 or 4 games at the beginning of the year,
They got Justin Fields now.
oh yeah, well they got nothing to worry about then.
You're right. The AFC is down, but that doesn't make me feel better about the Steelers. It's just,
Well, it gives you a puncher's chance. You have one great draft. You throw 3 weapons out there. All of a sudden, look, Tom Brady was not very good when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. He wasn't. He played clutch when he needed to play clutch. Yeah. But you go back and look, he didn't have this monumental great,
That team was just a quarterback away. They just needed a good quarterback to take them to, and that's what he was.
And
this
you
team
have
is
a good
not
draft.
that.
Well, it's closer
not
than you think. It's closer than you think.
I think they're farther away.
Because you don't have the idiot who can't get out of his own way and who has historically spent all his money on defense and put out progressively worse defenses. At least McCarthy, if he spends it all on offense, will have a fucking competent offense.
Yes, we will have a competent offense this year. It will be better than anything we've seen in a while. I'll give you that because the Matt Canadas and Arthur Smiths in the world.
Do we really think the defense is going to be in the 20s next year? I don't. I
wonder about the defense. I know the coaching should be better, but there's a lot of question marks on that side of the ball, Bob. There's a lot of question marks. Is TJ still got it? Is Cam going to have one more good season? Where does Jalen Ramsey play? Does Deshaun Elliott come back from the injury and play well? And if he Patrick Queen, what does he do? There's a lot of question marks, and they're getting old on that side of the ball.
No, they're not.
The best 3 players are Jalen. Well, TJ Watt and Cam Hayward and Jamal Dean now. Now, JPJ.
Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig. Those are not old guys. Derek Harmon, who I would argue is probably the best player on the defense this season.
I don't know. JPJ is the best player in the defense now.
I wouldn't go quite that far.
I want to see Derek Harmon do it again this year. And because it's one thing to stop the run, but he's got to be a force as a pass rusher too, to be an elite defensive tackle.
Yeah,
if he's just a run stuffer, then he's just a run stuffer. I want to see what.
No, he's better than that.
Well, we think he is, but we have to see it.
We saw him put pressure at times on quarterbacks. He just didn't get home for the sacks, but we saw him several times flush quarterbacks.
See,
the kids, I think he's going to justify that pick over and over again. And he's not going to be the next defensive player of the year for Pittsburgh. But Joey Porter, look, if he's a top 15 cornerback, I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't know that he's the best player on the defense, though. Honestly, if he played every down and people are going to think this is kind of nuts, I don't know that Nick Herbig is not the best player on defense.
Again.
Christine supporting me. Yes, we love the Derek Harmon love over here.
Derek Harmon's been fine. Let's not put him in the freaking Pro Bowl or the Hall of Fame just yet. Let's settle down.
He's no Shedeur Sanders, but
no, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, again, no move they made is bad. They've all been pretty good, but this team's just mid.
But now
they like it here. They like it here.
But if you stack on a wide receiver who plays as the third wide receiver in this new offense, if you stack on a guard, I think Pregnon and Ione are kind of pipe dreams, but you give me Rutledge from Georgia Tech, I think you got something cooking there. And then you just got to hope you solve the left tackle between Cook, Broderick Jones, and TDD. Then all of a sudden, that's a really high.
They're going to go 10-7.
It's an if at one position. 3 years ago, it was an if at every position. They're down to really one position on offense, plus it
2
comes out of quarterback play.
Guard and tackle.
No, I
You
think
still
they're
need
gonna get
three wide receivers at the minimum.
they're going to draft a guard. That's why they're not signing one. They're going to draft one.
But you just can't say plug in draft pick and he's going to be good. That's not the way the world works. They could draft pick and he could suck.
If you get Basantis, Bregdon, Ione, or Rutledge, yes, you can plug in a guard and be okay.
Sure. So you have to trade up to get Ione.
You don't have to
or you
trade
have to trade up in the
Rutledge.
second to get one of those guys.
You don't have to trade up to get Rutledge. Rutledge will be there for
a
the
third round guard. That's going to be.
Who's a good
That's
fucking
50-50.
player?
It's 50-50.
McCormick was a fourth round guard.
You got lucky. Fourth round guards don't usually play like that. And
Yes,
and
they do.
McCormick is fine.
The starting NFL guards across the NFL are littered with.
You guys keep saying that, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy to just pick a guard out.
It's that easy on guard if you draft the right guy.
I disagree. They still need at least 3 wide receivers.
Well,
they've got their
need
starting 2.
They've got 2. They need the third. They need the third, who they're going to get in the draft.
And they need some depth because whatchamacallit's going to punch somebody and miss 4 or 5 games. So you got to have somebody in the bullpen ready to take his spot.
Yeah, they're probably gonna draft 2. They're gonna draft 1 in the first 3 rounds, and they're probably gonna draft 1 in the 5th or 6th. And the guy we mentioned earlier, Sombers guy, that's an undrafted free agent 7th round type of draft pick that might turn into something.
At least 2 draft picks, and I'll be happy. And they're probably going to sign somebody else, I think.
Yep.
At wide receiver. You need a third tight end, which is not that big a deal, but at some point you got to bring that guy in. So overall, like I said, we are.
You're really stretching for holes now, whereas it used to be, oh my God, there's holes everywhere. There's and you got 12.
When was there holes everywhere?
2-3 years ago.
I don't know. They had where were the holes? They had Deontay Johnson and George Pickens at wide receiver.
Giant holes.
That was not giant holes. Jesus Christ!
Deontay Johnson quit on the play, and then George Pickens ran every other route.
I know. Well, I'm not doing
Pickens was not good in Pittsburgh. You cannot make the argument Pickens was good in Pittsburgh. He wasn't.
Didn't he have 900 yards last year? Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, well, let's fucking celebrate.
The worst quarterback play in the fucking league, practically, between Justin Fields and the other clown. Come on, man.
Come on. Pickens would have never been anything here.
I know he would.
Anything else you say?
That's his fault, though, right? That's his fault, right?
It is kind of his fault.
No, it's the Steelers' fault. Let's just call it what it is. It's the Steelers' fault. They didn't have a quarterback or an offensive system or a head coach who knew anything about offense. As soon as he got those 3 things, he became an all-pro.
And if he blocked his ass off and ran every route, he would have been better this. He would have been better than he was.
Blocking as an excuse for why he wasn't good?
I want to use the fact he didn't run every route, and he was an extremely physical blocker at Georgia. That was one of the best things about him coming out in the draft.
They
got here, and they were taking him off the field for fucking Scotty Miller to block. George Pickens, and I was a huge fan. I defended him a lot longer than anybody else did. And I'm telling you right now, that guy is never going to win anything in the NFL. He had a nice season for a horrible team. And if you got him on a team that's down 20 consistently, then he'll put up big numbers.
Bobby, you're never gonna be neutral to George Pickens. You've got a thing against him.
No, I was the guy who loved him for 2-3 years.
You're always gonna be.
He's fucking quit. He's a quitter. He's no good. He's a fucking quitter.
Just stop making shit up. Stop making shit up.
Yeah, I'm not making shit up. He showed up. He was injured. Showed up to the Christmas.
He was injured. Did I hear the first part? He was injured.
He was coming back off an injury and showed up his first game back after the cutoff time, so they couldn't. They were stuck. They had to hope he showed up a half hour late. It's documented. There's no question. He got in a fight during a Hail Mary pass. Not after the ball hit the ground.
What have I always told you, Bob, about this team? and about what you plug any wide receiver in that room, and they're going to act just like George Pickens did, because it was fucking hopeless. It was fucking hopeless. The quarterback play was as bad as it's ever been in the league the last 3 years. The offensive coordinator was the worst. The worst offensive coordinator in NFL history. No. Let me finish. The offensive coordinator was the worst in NFL history. Period. The quarterbacks were Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky. If you put Justin Jefferson in this offense, he would have been acting up. If you put anybody in this offense, he would have been acting up. He was acting up last year with Kevin O'Connell as his coach, and he's acting up over there. That's what wide receivers do.
Plays?
What?
He was quitting on plays?
I bet you would have been in Pittsburgh.
I don't think so.
You take away their livelihood with this bullshit that he had to deal with. George Pickens was never going to get paid here because this offense and the quarterback play was terrible.
If he hits the free agent market right now, nobody signs him.
You're crazy. I'm not gonna. Let's stop, because that's
you thought Deontay Johnson was something special. How the fuck did he do?
Come on. No one's gonna sign George Pickens if he hits free agency.
Just like, they're not.
Come on, that's got to be the worst thing you ever come up with.
They're not. They're not
going to sign. No one's going to sign George Pickens.
Not to big money.
Stop it. Just stop it. All right, let's move on.
Not to big money. It's not. It's true. Just like you thought Deontay Johnson was some special guy. He was on 9 teams after he left. He's a guy who should have probably been a number one. You're comparing a broken down
Deontay Johnson to George Pickens. Come on, Bob. Let's be serious.
Yeah, I am comparing it. He wasn't broken down when he left here. He's 25, 26.
He was all beat up, and again, another guy who was.
He wasn't all beat up. He quit. He's a quitter. All we had is quitters. Deontay Johnson, the quitter.
All we had is quitters.
We had George Pickens, the quitter.
The quitter that's
quitters.
Yeah, he's a quitter. Sure.
Yeah, they are.
I don't tell you.
He quit in Dallas when he wasn't getting the ball. He had 1,500
Bob, this is conversation. Stop it. You're never going to be neutral. You think it's funny. It comes off like ignorant. You're saying
it's not ignorant. It's ignorant to fucking think the guy who quits on his team is any good. He's not. Nobody wants that guy. Nobody
wants George Pickens. You're out of your fucking mind, dude. All right, that's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. I'm not talking.
Everybody tells you this, Dave. You think George Pickens would have done this in Pittsburgh.
We're not doing this anymore, Bob.
Corum tells you. Trent tells you. I tell you. The chat tells you. George Pickens is a bum. He's a bum.
You couldn't be more wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. But just keep screaming into the fucking microphone. That makes you right. It's just ridiculous. This whole theatrics you're doing. It's foolish.
He's a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum.
How
many yards did he have last
year? He's never going to win anything.
All right.
He's never going to win anything.
That's it. It's over. He's a bum. Sure. Anything else before we get out of here? Guys in the chat, thanks a lot. We really appreciate you guys. Are great as usual. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for listening to Steelers Thanks Right podcast.
And just like that, I left everything.
See ya.